As we navigate the intricacies of aging, many aspects of our lives begin to evolve and shift in unexpected ways, especially in the realm of intimacy. One area that is often overlooked, yet has a profound impact on the emotional and physical bond between couples, is oral intimacy. This practice, far from being a mere physical act, becomes a deeply meaningful expression of love, respect, and trust. For couples in their mature years, particularly those beyond the age of 50, oral intimacy represents a unique and transformative opportunity to rediscover and deepen their connection, allowing both partners to experience profound emotional fulfillment and renewed passion. Rediscovering intimacy. The role of oral intimacy. After 50. Reaching the age of 50 often signals a time of reflection, growth, and new understanding in relationships. This is a period when many individuals reevaluate their desires, acknowledging that intimacy, both emotional and physical, is a vital part of maintaining a strong connection with a partner. Aging brings with it a host of changes, not only in physical appearance and health, but also in how intimacy is experienced and expressed. For many people, particularly women, the experience of intimacy evolves over time. While the desire for physical connection remains, the way that connection is nurtured may shift. For women who are navigating the post-menopausal phase of life, the need to feel desired, cherished, and emotionally connected becomes even more crucial. It is in these years that the significance of emotional and physical intimacy takes on new dimensions, as partners learn to adapt to the changes in their bodies and desires. At this stage, oral intimacy is often perceived as a potent symbol of devotion, one that transcends the physical and speaks directly to the heart of a relationship. Unlike more transactional or routine forms of intimacy, oral intimacy involves a deep level of attentiveness, communication, and care. It is an act that requires not just physical effort, but also emotional investment. For many women, oral intimacy provides a means of expressing vulnerability and trust, creating a space where both partners can freely explore their needs and desires. This mutual exchange fosters a stronger sense of emotional security, creating a foundation of trust that is vital for a thriving relationship. The emotional and physical significance of oral intimacy. The importance of oral intimacy in mature relationships cannot be overstated. As research has consistently shown, both men and women derive significant emotional benefits from engaging in intimate gestures like oral intimacy. For women, particularly those in their later years, receiving oral intimacy from a partner fosters a deep sense of emotional connection and respect. It is a gesture that conveys a partner's commitment to her satisfaction and well-being, reinforcing the notion that intimacy is not just about physical pleasure, but about nurturing the emotional and psychological bond between them. Studies published in reputable journals such as the Journal of Sexual Medicine have explored the positive impact of oral intimacy on relationship satisfaction. These studies have shown that women who receive oral intimacy from their partners often experience heightened levels of sexual and emotional satisfaction. This fulfillment, however, is not merely a result of physical pleasure, it is rooted in the emotional dimensions of the act. When a partner offers oral intimacy, it signifies a willingness to prioritize the other's pleasure, creating an environment where both individuals feel valued, heard, and respected. This deep emotional connection reinforces the bond between partners, enriching the relationship in ways that go beyond the physical realm. Women who have embraced oral intimacy in their relationships often speak of its profound emotional significance. They describe it as an act that goes beyond physical pleasure, one that conveys love, respect, and an unwavering commitment to the partnership. For many women, particularly those who are navigating the changes that come with aging, the experience of being cherished and desired becomes an essential part of their sexual and emotional well-being. Oral intimacy, in this context, is viewed as a reaffirmation of love, an ongoing exchange of affection and connection that endures through the years. emotional vulnerability, trust, and intimacy. One of the most significant aspects of oral intimacy, especially in older couples, is the sense of vulnerability it fosters. In many relationships, intimacy can sometimes feel like a routine or an obligation. However, when oral intimacy is present, it creates a space where both partners are invited to express their true selves, free from judgment or expectation. For women, this gesture is often viewed as a powerful confirmation of their partner's emotional engagement. It signifies that intimacy is not just about the physical body, but about connecting on a deeper emotional level, allowing both individuals to feel truly seen, valued, and understood. The emotional safety that oral intimacy provides is incredibly important, particularly in mature relationships where emotional intimacy is often the cornerstone of a strong partnership. As people age, they become more attuned to the importance of emotional connection, and oral intimacy offers a way to cultivate this connection. In a society that sometimes discourages vulnerability, particularly for men, oral intimacy becomes a sacred space where both partners can drop their defenses and experience each other in their most authentic forms. This authenticity fosters a sense of emotional security that is crucial for the health of any long-term relationship. Real-life stories. How oral intimacy transforms relationships. A particularly poignant example of the power of oral intimacy comes from a conversation I had with a 65-year-old woman who shared her experience with her 70-year-old husband. She described how, after years of being married, her husband had begun to express a newfound attentiveness toward her needs through oral intimacy. This shift in their intimacy, she said, had transformed their relationship, taking it from a routine to a deeply fulfilling and emotionally enriching experience. She recalled with palpable excitement how their intimacy no longer felt like an obligation, but rather a radiant gift, a moment of shared bliss that strengthened their bond and allowed them to reconnect in ways she had never imagined possible. Her words reflect a common sentiment among women who find that oral intimacy reignites passion and fosters a renewed sense of intimacy. As women age, they often encounter feelings of invisibility or loss of desire, but when their partners are attentive to their needs and invest time and energy into their pleasure, it restores their sense of self-worth and reinforces their emotional connection. This practice becomes a way to embrace their changing bodies and desires, celebrating the beauty of evolving intimacy. The role of oral intimacy in strengthening relationships. As couples mature, the dynamics of intimacy inevitably change. The once youthful desire for spontaneous physical connection may evolve into a deeper, more thoughtful approach to physical closeness. Oral intimacy is one of the many ways couples can adapt to these changes, ensuring that their bond remains strong and fulfilling despite the passing years. For many, this act becomes a symbol of the enduring power of love, a reminder that even as time moves on and bodies change, the emotional connection and passion that brought them together can remain just as strong, if not stronger. For men, participating in oral intimacy often leads to an increased sense of self-confidence and emotional fulfillment. Many men report feeling greater satisfaction in their relationships when they see their partners feeling fulfilled and content. This satisfaction, however, is not simply based on the act of giving pleasure, but on the emotional reward that comes from knowing they have enhanced their partner's sense of worth and happiness. This selfless act of giving becomes a way to deepen emotional intimacy, ensuring that both partners continue to feel valued and respected. The profound beauty of mutual giving in intimacy. There is an undeniable beauty in the act of mutual giving within a relationship, an exchange that transcends the physical and becomes a deep emotional experience. This dynamic of mutual satisfaction fosters a cycle of connection, where each partner flourishes from the happiness of the other. It's in these shared moments that the true essence of partnership is revealed, not just fulfilling physical desires, but nurturing a profound emotional bond that continues to strengthen over time. In this space, Love is nurtured not through grand gestures, but through the small acts of devotion that make every interaction meaningful. The cycle of emotional intimacy. Mutual giving, particularly in the form of intimate gestures like oral intimacy, creates an ongoing loop of emotional fulfillment. When one partner actively participates in fulfilling the desires of the other, the recipient not only feels valued, but the giver too experiences a sense of joy from their partner's pleasure. This cycle of emotional reciprocity deepens the emotional intimacy between them. The joy felt in seeing a partner's satisfaction strengthens the bond and amplifies the love shared between them. It's a self-reinforcing system where emotional intimacy flourishes, and both partners' needs are not just met, but cherished and validated. The fulfillment found in such selflessness in intimate acts is far from superficial. It goes beyond simple physical satisfaction and taps into deeper emotional currents. The emotional depth that this exchange creates lays the foundation for a relationship that stands resilient in the face of time, conflict, or life changes. This is especially true in long-term relationships, where emotional connection is paramount, and maintaining a deep bond is often more important than physical attraction alone. A study on emotional investment and fidelity research further supports the idea that mutual emotional involvement leads to a stronger relationship. A compelling study from the University of Montreal underscores the powerful emotional implications of intimate acts such as oral intimacy. The research findings reveal that men who prioritize their partner's pleasure, particularly through such intimate acts, exhibit higher levels of emotional fidelity. While this may not apply universally, the research strongly suggests that emotional investment leads to greater relationship satisfaction and commitment. Men who focus on nurturing their partner's emotional and physical needs tend to develop a more profound connection. As a result, these individuals are often more emotionally available, attuned to their partner's desires, and committed to fostering a space of trust and understanding within the relationship. This emotional dedication creates a fertile ground for enduring love, where both partners feel truly seen and appreciated. In these relationships, the sense of emotional safety is paramount. It allows each person to be vulnerable without fear of rejection or misunderstanding. It's within this environment of trust that intimacy becomes a space for deep emotional connection, fostering a secure, stable bond that enriches both partners' lives in meaningful ways. The connection between emotional intimacy and physical health. What is equally fascinating is how these emotional connections translate into real physical health benefits. In mature relationships, especially as partners grow older, physical intimacy sometimes becomes more complex or challenging. This is especially true for women as they experience hormonal changes, such as menopause, which can affect their physical responses and comfort levels during intimacy. Oral intimacy, however, serves as a gentle and compassionate alternative, allowing couples to maintain their sexual connection while honoring the natural changes their bodies undergo. It presents a pathway to closeness that fosters intimacy without the physical demands that might be uncomfortable, particularly as the body changes with age. For women who are navigating menopause, for instance, oral intimacy offers the benefit of enhanced lubrication, easing physical discomfort and creating a more pleasurable experience for both partners. This form of intimacy also tends to be less physically taxing, allowing for moments of connection and pleasure without strain or pain. This gesture of giving pleasure is not only emotionally fulfilling but can alleviate the discomfort that may accompany the aging process, making it easier for couples to remain close and connected. By embracing these changes together and finding new ways to experience intimacy, couples can continue to share a satisfying, fulfilling physical relationship that respects the evolving needs of each partner. The cardiovascular benefits of intimacy. Further reinforcing the importance of physical intimacy, there is growing evidence suggesting that maintaining an active, intimate life can have significant health benefits. Studies consistently show that individuals who continue to engage in sexual activities, including acts like oral intimacy, throughout their lives experience reduced risks of cardiovascular disease. Intimacy, whether emotional or physical, is inherently linked to good cardiovascular health. Sexual activity promotes better circulation, which supports heart health. Additionally, these intimate moments trigger the release of endorphins, known as the body's natural stress relievers, which help lower blood pressure and reduce stress. The emotional benefits also contribute to overall well-being, as the bonds formed through intimate acts support mental and emotional stability. In essence, intimacy not only nourishes the heart emotionally, but also provides tangible physical health benefits that keep both partners thriving. Maintaining a healthy connection with one's partner through these intimate exchanges fosters emotional well-being, a critical component in navigating the challenges that come with aging. As couples grow older, intimacy offers not only an emotional refuge from the stress of daily life, but a tangible way to safeguard physical health. These shared experiences are a vital part of sustaining a deep, lasting relationship. Trust and vulnerability, the foundations of connection. At the core of every meaningful relationship lies trust. Trust is the bedrock upon which emotional intimacy is built. Without it, vulnerability, the willingness to open oneself fully to another, cannot exist. For many women, one of the most transformative aspects of intimacy is when their partner actively engages in acts that prioritize their pleasure, like oral intimacy. This selfless act of giving creates a sense of emotional safety, allowing both partners to explore each other's desires and vulnerabilities in a secure, trusting environment. The beauty of this act lies in its ability to transcend the physical. It is not simply a means of gratification, it is a deeply emotional experience. Each partner feels seen, understood, and respected. It is a silent, nonverbal affirmation of love, a statement that one partner is fully invested in the well-being of the other. In moments of shared intimacy, words often become unnecessary. The act itself speaks volumes, telling a story of affection, tenderness, and care. For many couples, these moments of vulnerability become transformative. They forge a deeper connection that cannot be broken by time or circumstances. Couples who embrace such intimate exchanges often report stronger emotional bonds, feeling more deeply attuned to one another's needs and desires. This unspoken communication cultivates a relationship that is both emotionally fulfilling and physically satisfying. A personal story of rediscovery. One woman, a 72-year-old with a 78-year-old husband, shared with me her personal journey of rediscovery in her relationship. With a gleam in her eye, she described how her husband had become more attentive to her needs as they entered their senior years. What stood out most to her, she explained, wasn't just the physical pleasure, but the profound emotional significance of his actions. She recounted how he had surprised her with small but meaningful gestures, such as showing more interest in her pleasure and making an effort to ensure that their intimate moments were as fulfilling as possible. "He still looks at me with desire," she said, her voice filled with warmth. "He still sees me as beautiful, and that brings me happiness that transcends the physical. It makes me feel seen, loved, and valued in a way that defies age and time." This poignant moment encapsulates the transformative power of intimacy in mature relationships. Over the years, the emotional significance of these gestures becomes far more important than the act itself. It's not just about physical pleasure, but about reinforcing a connection that is built on mutual respect, deep emotional understanding, and unwavering affection. The evolving nature of intimacy. In long-term relationships, intimacy is no longer just about maintaining physical attraction or fulfilling a specific need. It evolves into a rich tapestry of emotional connection, deep understanding, and mutual growth. Oral intimacy, in this context, becomes a symbol of commitment, a gesture that transcends physical pleasure to represent a deeper, more profound bond. For many women, acts of oral intimacy signify a deep emotional connection. These acts become expressions of love and devotion, reaffirming the commitment that both partners have made to one another. Men who engage in these acts often report higher levels of satisfaction in their relationships, not because they are receiving pleasure, but because they are offering it in a way that brings their partner joy. This selfless giving creates a sense of fulfillment and emotional enrichment that strengthens the bond between them. The lasting impact of intimacy. As couples navigate the ups and downs of life, these intimate moments become touchstones in their relationship, reminding them of the love and commitment they share. Intimacy deepens over time, evolving into a practice of mutual respect and understanding. It is through these intimate exchanges that couples continue to grow together, creating lasting memories and a profound sense of emotional fulfillment. In conclusion, the act of mutual giving and intimacy is far more than just a physical exchange. It is a cornerstone of emotional connection, trust, and love. As we age, the importance of these intimate gestures only grows. They serve not only to preserve the physical connection, but to nurture the emotional bond that keeps the relationship strong. Through these acts of love, couples continue to rediscover each other, reinforcing the profound connection that they share and ensuring that their love story remains as vibrant and fulfilling as ever.